Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Nam Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pasaya Buddhale Shrimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Namane Namaste Saraswati Deva Gauravani Pachadane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Adhishtarine. All right, let's see if I could read my writing. You taught us everything. How can we ever repay you? Though you said we should try, by doing what you have done, preaching vigorously. A grand disciple once approached a disciple of yours to ask him what he felt on Vyasa Puja when he comes before you. And your disciple said he felt challenged. And so we, your grand disciples, also feel challenged in the fact that many of your stalwart disciples have left us or are getting ready to leave us, dealing with severe health challenges and many retiring from forefront preaching. But we have hope. By your blessings upon us, we will be victorious. Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. One thing you taught us is that a person's greatness or advancement is tested in trying times. Specifically, is tested in their ability to tolerate. We can therefore see your greatness and your ability to tolerate innumerable hardships to encourage us in Krishna consciousness. Tatikshava Karunika. In order to be merciful, one must be tolerant. We thank you for giving us a perfect example of tolerance in Krishna consciousness. In the early days in the Boston temple, there was one person who lived in the temple. Devotees called him Crazy Peter. He was eccentric. He made the temple lobby his space, sometimes reading, sometimes taking prasadam, sometimes resting. And along with a number of other behaviors, that being one behavior, but there was a number of other behaviors that troubled the Boston temple devotees. Satsvarup Das Goswami, the temple president, wrote a letter to you describing the issue. You wrote a nice letter back. Satsvarup Das Goswami said that one particular question you asked him especially jumped out, which was, "What's the matter? Can't you tolerate?" Based on this question, Crazy Peter was allowed to stay. In the meantime, you had a number of your disciples, you requested a number of your disciples to assist you in your spreading Krishna consciousness in India. Giriraj Das Brahmachari was one of your disciples that was sent from the Boston temple to India. Do you think you could close that door, Govardhan? Please. I think there's a door open. Which the sound is traveling. So Giriraj Das Brahmachari, he went to India and was based there for many decades. Eventually, he returned to Los Angeles 30 years later. And in an LA temple, while engaged in the morning program, he turned to a devotee and asked, "Who is that?" He looks familiar. he looks like someone that we used to call Crazy Peter. The devotee responded, oh, that person? That's Krushakrata Prabhu. Giraj Swami replied, Krushakrata Prabhu, the devotee who is nourishing the whole movement by translating so many of the important works of the 6 Goswamis and other acharyas? And the devotee said, yes. From this, we can see that by the instruction that you gave to the Boston devotees, this devotee made a very important contribution by your mercy. And that is one case. There are many cases. You have blessed our lives in innumerable ways which we may not even know. In the early days in San Francisco, Mukunda, an early disciple of yours, brought you to a very important meeting with the Indian ambassador to the United States of America, B.K. Nehru. After the meeting, you were gifted a large tin foil ball with a gift in it, treat. While driving back to the temple, you opened it up. Mukunda described it was the biggest date he had ever seen in his life. It was a big, date, sweet date. And you said, Majul date. And you were also surprised and delighted. You took a bite, you took a bite of it and were impressed. Then you passed it to Mukunda as an unknown blessing. Mukunda recalled how he was a bit disgusted, actually. No one had ever taken a bite of fruit and passed it to me. Srila Prabhupada, Mukunda explains how Srila Prabhupada didn't say, how you didn't say anything. You just passed it to him as if it was normal. Let me see here. Mukunda explains how he was holding it, but he really didn't want it. The idea of somebody else's saliva made him shudder. Although he explains how he used to very freely drink off of other people's whiskey bottles and soggy joints and water pipes and stuff like that. So, taking the date, he took a bite out of it and said, "Great." It was the most wonderful date he ever had. There was about a third of the date left. So, taking his left hand, put it on the driver's wheel, taking the right hand, he passed the third of it to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada looked very in a cool, distracted way. He just shook his head. And Mukunda understood that he just performed a cultural faux pas mistake. Getting back to the temple, Mukunda asked Shyamasundar about it. Shyamasundar explained how he read in the Srimad Bhagavatam that if one takes the remnants of a great Vaishnava, of the spiritual master, this is a special blessing. So it's not that he was just giving you a ordinary date. It was a special blessing. Similarly, you're giving and continue to give so many gifts to us, and I pray that I can become fully aware and fully aware of those gifts and share those with others. Hare Krishna. Your servant, brother.
Anyone else inspired to say a few words in glorification?